What's up? What's up? Happy Friday, everybody. Not gonna lie, I'm burned out today. So that's why I'm not even going to the studio. We're going live from the desk. My head is gonna melt. Working on my taxes as always. I extend them, it's always a nightmare. But so I realized today when you're into crypto and Bitcoin, there's a lot of stuff you got to know about taxes, which I always knew. And thankfully, I kept good records. But there was some stuff I learned today that I didn't realize. So thankfully, it was a quick little pivot. So I want to share with you guys something very important. Like I said, this will be a quick one. So if you're into Bitcoin and crypto, you got to get familiar with this tax form right here. This is IRS form 8949. Okay. And this is where you track your gains and your losses. You disclose it to the IRS, and you better have good records to back it up. Okay. So when there's some instances where you would need to use this form. So if all you do is keep all your crypto on Coinbase or some other exchange that's reputable, and you just buy and sell and store it on there, you're probably just going to get a 1099 like you would for trading stocks. Not a big deal. Fairly simple like anything else, okay? Just make sure you have the cash to pay the tax on the gains because a lot of people forget that. So where it gets complex is like me when you take your Bitcoin off of an exchange and put it in self-custody, or you're moving it to different exchanges. Now you got to keep track of this stuff. And let me tell you, it ain't easy. All right, so that's where that form comes in. So you definitely want to have a good Excel sheet. There's some solutions out there, some software like CoinTracker you can subscribe to, connect all your wallets, and it just pulls everything in, and it makes it so much easier for you. But there's really like three things that are unique to crypto that you don't really find in the stock world that can jam you up because they are pretty much taxable events. Again, non-accountant, just telling you what I learned. Do your own research. All right, so number one, something unique to crypto is you can swap assets. So I can take my Bitcoin and flip it right into Ethereum or Solana directly, never go to dollars. That's a taxable event, right? Because you're selling the Bitcoin to get the Ethereum. So you got to know, I do it as what was the cost, what was the price of that Bitcoin in dollars, and I just kind of exchange it that way on my tracker sheet, and then I figure out what the price of Ethereum was in dollars, and I do it that way. But like if I have Tesla stock, I got to sell it for dollars to buy MicroStrategy stock or vice versa. I can't trade them directly. So that's one thing. The second thing, self-custody, right? My stocks are on exchange, Robinhood, E-Trade, Fidelity. I can't take them off and put them in my safe at home. So that's not something I have to worry about with stocks. But when I'm taking my Bitcoin off of an exchange, putting it into my hard wallet, I got to track that. And I have to be aware of that because that's important, because when I bring it back to an exchange to sell it, the exchange is going to report the sale to the IRS without a cost basis. So if I bought Bitcoin for 25,000 and I sold it for 23,000, I really had a $2,000 loss. But if I bought it for 25,000, I moved it off, then I moved it back, sold it for 23, the exchange is going to report to the IRS a $23,000 gain. So you can see how that can be very detrimental if you're not tracking this stuff right. So keep good records. Blockchains are public. It's easy to download it. It's indisputable. Okay. And finally, getting paid in crypto, right? So if you're online, you work with people around the world, shoot, I mean, people can pay me in crypto. I'd sell a house for Bitcoin. Really, truly would. So if you like some real estate that I own and you want to buy it with Bitcoin, I'm all about it. But that's unique to stocks, right? From stocks, because, you can't pay me with Tesla stock, right? So, you have to track that. It's a taxable event. You got to keep track. So those are some things, guys. All right. So familiarize yourself if you're going to be a crypto expert with this IRS 8949 form. It's very important. Just Google it right off the IRS website. If you need some help tracking your stuff and you want help putting together a spreadsheet, just holler at me. I'd love to help. All right, guys. With all that being said, have a great weekend. It's kind of a rainy day. It's going to get better. Happy first birthday to Olivia. All right. Going to be a fun one celebrating your birthday. Excited for you. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you next week.